So you have been scrolling through Instagram and seeing all those surron or talaria kids jumping on their bikes, wheeling, and you want to do the same thing. Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you today. I'm going to tell you guys not just the basics, but some things I really wish somebody else would have told me when I was first starting to learn how to wheelie. This video is filmed on a private course. Everybody in here is an adult or supervised by an adult, a trained professional. This is all done with safety precautions in place. Nobody will get hurt. All right, guys, I'm now at a closed course, and I'm going to tell you guys some things that you should know before you even start trying to wheelie. The first and most important thing is you want a strong back brake. A good way to test if your back brake is strong is just to ride going at like 10-15 miles an hour and just hit it with one finger, see if it locks up. If it locks up and it slides, then it's good. It's a good back brake. If not, if your brake can't lock up, behind the lever there's the screw. You can tighten that with a very small Allen key. I don't know the exact size, but you can tighten that and that will make your brake stronger. If you guys are looking for good brakes, I'll throw up some good options right here. Next thing is, after you have good brakes, a seat cover will help you stay on the bike. Guts is more for racing. If you're only doing wheelies, you can choose Thrill Seekers. It's less grippy, but it still has ribs, which is kind of the main thing that you need. Thrill Seekers are very customizable and they look really nice. You need to have gear. The bare minimum is a helmet and gloves, preferably a full face helmet. I'd also say knee pads and elbow pads are good for if you're practicing. I have scars from falling on my knees because I looped out in a wheelie. You do not want that. They take many weeks to heal. It's just not good. Now in a wheelie, you always want to be looking straight. You don't want to look down, kind of into the horizon. It's not like you have to lock eyes with the horizon. Most of the time when I'm wheeling, I'm just looking up, making sure I don't crash into anything, you know. Just make sure you're not looking down, because where you're looking is where you're gonna go. So if you're looking down, you're gonna just drop right back down. You always want to keep one finger on the brake. Some people do two fingers. One finger is enough if you have good brakes, but two fingers is also uncomfortable and you can't hold the bars as well. So even if you have bad brakes, I recommend one finger. Always keep a finger on the brake, and if you're going too far back, do not be afraid to hit the brake. Now a lot of your bikes might have brake sensors. Brake sensors essentially stop the throttle from working if you have your brake engaged. And if you have brake sensors, when you're learning, you should start off with the brake sensors. That's what I did. It can build the habit of power wheelies. It's better when you're starting off, at least for a couple of days. And then if you just trace the wire of your brake sensor back, it should lead somewhere to the controller, and usually you can just unplug that. Whatever your slowest mode is, go in that mode right now. Find yourself a nice patch of grass to start off in. Maybe a parking lot, but grass would be better because you're probably gonna fall once you're on your patch of grass. You're gonna start coming up and then just slamming your brake. Get it in your brain, your brake makes you go down, your throttle makes you go up. Do that for a good 5 minutes, and once you're ready, you can start practicing on your first lowest power mode, or just a power mode that isn't too fast but has enough torque to just pop it up barely, and start practicing wheelies with your legs down. You want to go nice and slow, get the feeling of the balance point, and then once you're going too far back, you hit your brake. Once you're going too far down, you hit your throttle. I want you to keep practicing that for a while until you feel confident to start putting your feet up. Once you feel like you can start putting your feet up, I want you to slow down to about 5 miles an hour and start popping it up a little bit. Hit that brake, go right back down. Do that a few times. Get that feeling of dropping back. After this stage, you can start removing your brake sensors. You should be popping it up pretty hard, getting a pretty nice long wheelie going. It doesn't have to be too long, but long enough to where you hit the brake and the throttle just a couple of times. You want at least a few pumps on each. Remember the rules, keep a finger on the brake and look forward. Now that we're comfortable, we're gonna kick it into a higher mode. Some bikes only have 2 modes, so this might be your highest mode. For me, this is like 75% of my power. That doesn't matter. What matters is starting at a little bit of a faster speed, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. Pop it up, keep it going for a little bit. You don't want to just drop right back down. You want to keep it going, get a few pumps on the brake, and you want to stay on this power mode until you can wheelie continuously without power wheeling. That means you gotta drop it back. You cannot be gaining speed during this wheelie. You should stay within a 5 mile an hour range. Here's something I forgot to mention. One of the biggest helpers while wheeling, when you're popping up, you should be almost perfectly straight. That means equal pressure on the bars when you're pumping your forks, and when you go up, should be equal pressure and you will stay straight. also easier to wheelie uphill than downhill. So if you can, find either somewhere straight or uphill to wheelie. Downhill is the hardest. Now that you've mastered your middle mode, let's pop it up into your highest mode. I find wheelies to be much easier at higher speeds. I'm going low 20 right now. Let's recap all of our rules and everything that's important to have a nice wheelie. Good back brake, always keep a finger on the back brake. Always pop with equal pressure on the bike on both sides so you're not going to one side. Look forward, don't look down. Wherever you're looking is where you're gonna go. Lean back a decent amount, that will make your balance point lower and the wheelie will just be more comfortable, because this is me leaning back. I don't even have to go that high to balance it, but this is me staying straight. The bike has to go so much higher and it's way easier to loop out. Now, once you are good at all these things, we can start learning tricks or different variations of wheeling. The first one that I highly recommend, and it made my wheelies 2 times longer. I haven't been doing it this video, but I'm gonna start doing it because I like doing it way more than normal wheelies. You gotta hug the frame of your bike to, stay up in your wheelies. What makes that a lot easier is putting your foot behind the peg like this when you're in a wheelie. Let me demonstrate. So it kind of forces you to hug the frame and lean back at the same time, and it helps you get comfortable in that balance point because it sort of forces you to go back. Another thing that helps with wheelies a lot is supermoto wheels, which I don't have, and if you don't have, it will be quite wobbly when you wheelie. If you like riding dirt and street, you can get Shinkos for your bike. If you have a Razor, you can get Scrambler wheels, which are more for the street, but also really nice for the dirt. They grip really well. And you can get those on Electro and Co using discount code Eboxer5 to save you some money. But yeah, I hope this tutorial has helped you guys. I'm giving you some of the best tips that helped me and that I implement into my wheelies. Feel free to come back to this video if you need a refresher or a reminder on how to wheelie. And hopefully, as you get better, you can start doing things like knee knockers in your wheelies. And maybe some of you guys can even hit some combos. I can't. Hopefully, using my tips, you guys will be able to excel past that. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.